Well, hello, everybody. It's so good to see you again. I think the last time I saw you, it was during winter when I had hood popping problems, with my vehicle. But it's been so long, I've missed you. Truly, I've missed you. You walked right by me and I didn't even recognize you. It's been that long. I'm so sorry, really. But it's fall. Fall is approaching, actually, next weekend is one of my favorite times of the year. I don't know about any of you, but I just love it when the leaves are starting to turn, which they're not quite yet outside of my window, but the squirrels are gathering their nuts. And I didn't know this, but they also store leaves. I saw a beautiful black squirrel with a lovely shade of green of leaf in its mouth today, just offset beautifully. And I thought, my goodness, I had to count them. There were so many. And he was just so happy. But they also gather nuts, as you know. And have to say, if they gather a mouthful of nuts and we see pictures of it, we sit there and go, oh, they're so cute. How can they do that? If I put more than one nut in my mouth to eat, people think I'm rude and how disgusting. Well, I say, take a lesson from nature, everybody, and take another lesson from me. Whatever you do, don't push the panic button. Yes, yesterday I had to go to a place that I frequent approximately 5 times a week, usually for about 8 hours a day. And as I entered, I was the only one there. Thank goodness I have a code for the alarm. So, of course, I go over and I start pushing my buttons. I mean, the button pad. My buttons started getting pushed when it wasn't working. And I thought, my goodness, any time now, the siren's going to go off. What do I do? So I'm trying to back up the code where it's the arrow to back space, and it wasn't working. And I'm putting in the code again, and I just start, I wasn't panicking, but apparently my fingers were. All of a sudden, I got it, and it went off. I thought, oh, thank goodness. 10 minutes later, I get a phone call. It was the security place. Apparently, I had pushed the panic button. Well, they wanted to know everything about me, everything under the sun. First of all, they wanted to know if I was alone in the place. Yes. There isn't anybody else there with you? No. I had to give a full description based on her questions. Now, it was a young girl, granted, but it went something like this. How tall are you? And I said, well, depending on the shoes I wear and how my hair is, it could vary. But at the moment, I think I'm about 5'5". What shoes are you wearing? Apparently, my description wasn't good enough. So much so to the point I had to just give in to the fact of saying, I'm wearing green nail polish on my toes. Then she wanted to know the color of my hair. I must say it is natural, but that is a little bit of a difficult situation, especially when you're in between gray, blonde, a little bit of red, and brown. And I said it's a combo. What can I do about it? Pick a color and go with it. Then she wanted to know her words. Are you skinny, medium, or large? And I thought, my goodness, this isn't a drive-through at one of those fancy coffee places where I'm ordering a drink. And I said, well, obviously, I'm going to have to say medium since I can't say I'm skinny, but I'm definitely not saying I'm large. We'll go with medium. Then, what am I wearing? Oh, my goodness. I didn't know how to explain the beautiful little Japanesey frock cover that I was wearing with my black dress with the beautiful flowers on it. And she kept wanting to revert to, so it's a sweater. No, dear. So it's a cardigan. No, dear. I said, I'm not going to be charged for this, am I? Oh, yes, more than likely you will be. So now that you've given me the full description, I need you to leave, lock the place, and wait for the policeman outside. I said, really? You mean I'm going to have to wait for how long? She goes, I don't know. Emergencies come first. And I'm thinking, if this isn't an emergency, then why do I have to leave? Now, I know she was only doing her job, and I'm sure many of you are sitting there right now correcting the whole thing as to all the ins and outs that you know as to why. But I didn't. However, I obeyed and I went outside. Then finally, this lovely, lovely young man drove up. And he just gets out and he looks and goes, I'm satisfied. I said, you mean you don't want to check the inside? I mean, really, I've gone through all of this trouble. I've sat outside, I've locked the door, I've turned away people out the door, and you don't want to check inside. So he said, okay, fine. Needless to say, he didn't need anything, but, I thought, here's my card. Another time, perhaps there's something that I can offer you in our assistance, have our services here and sell you something, really, is what but what can I say? So the moral of the story is, don't hit the panic button, because when those sirens go off, it sounds like you're in a nursery with 30 screaming little newborns that haven't been fed yet. And truly, really, it really affected my ears. Anyways, be blessed, and remember, store up your nuts and don't hit the panic button. Bye-bye. I'll see you again sometime, I'm sure. And this time I hope not to miss you.